Hello and welcome to We Gotta Talk. Damn it. Got a great episode coming up right now. I need to know what you think. I need your advice. Did I do the right thing? Buckle up. All right. Hello and welcome to We Gotta Talk, Damn It, with your host, me, Freddy Mak, a podcast where common sense and logic rule. So, this podcast, I need you to bear with me here. So I got to plug a few things here, but bear with me here. And this, I need your advice, okay? I really, seriously, honestly need your advice. I want to know if I did the right thing. I gave up a $4,000 landscaping job out of principle because of what somebody said. So did I do the right thing or did I do the wrong thing? I want your advice. So before we get started, again, welcome to the, I was ready to say it, the Freddy Mak Show. So as you know, I was the host of the Freddy Mak Show, and that was extremely political, and it was to support Joe Biden and get that orange vermin out of office. Now we're going to go to We Gotta Talk, Damn It. A little different format. We're probably still going to talk some politics, but not like we did before. We focused on Joe Biden, we focused on Donald Trump, and that was it, right? We wanted to get Joe Biden in office and that orange vermin, gone. And we did. We succeeded. So you know what? Yeah, they still got to be put in check, and we still got to watch out what they're doing because we all know that the right side has gone absolutely batshit crazy, which is extremely unfortunate. But that's we'll touch on that another time. So this podcast is going to be a little bit more fun because I'm fun. I like to have fun. I like to laugh. I like to make people laugh. I like to talk about interesting topics. I like to stir the pot. I like to dissect things and have an open and honest conversation. So the format is still going to be an interviewing format. If you want to come on, We Got to Talk, Damn It, and talk about a cause. You want to promote a product, 100% free. 100% free. And I'm going to offer that probably for the next month or two until I become huge and famous and all that stuff. And then I can charge you $1 million every time I promote your product. But for now it's absolutely free. So if you want to come on and be part of the show, again, to promote a product or promote a cause, whatever it may be, even if it's political, that's absolutely fine. Would love to have you on and would love to discuss that. So, and like I said, we're going to pick topics, everyday topics that, people can relate to, like from dating. And, some of the political topics may be like, why are certain things political, right? And it's almost as if, both sides pick a topic that they know is going to hit home with somebody, right? And they're banking on that you're going to vote on that single topic. And the older I got, the more I realized that the federal government, their purpose is to defend us from foreign enemies and domestic enemies, and make sure our school systems are running properly. A lot of things that they're there for, but I'm not sure they're there for the things that people vote for, like the single issue voters, like abortion. Really, it's never going to be overturned. But I'm digressing, but I'm just giving you an example of what we're going to talk about. So it's not going to be a bash on the right or the left. It's going to be, why is that topic even on the table when it comes to walking into that voting booth and voting? It makes no sense to me. It makes no sense to me. So we're going to discuss that. So, and we're going to talk about other things. We'll hit global warming, right? The environment. I bring that up because I bought a Tesla, and we're going to talk about the Teslas. If you're interested in buying a Tesla, I'll give you some great advice on whether or not it's a good investment or not. Well, no car is a good investment, but a good vehicle to purchase. So we'll get into that as well. But the first couple episodes, we're going to touch on a few things that what's been happening recently. We're definitely going to talk about Joe Biden and some of the great things he's done, and some of the things that are not so great that he's done. And also we're going to talk about the Palestinian-Israeli issue. Going to throw out some hardcore facts out there that these people don't want to believe, especially Bill Maher. I love Bill Maher. I watch Bill Maher every week, but he is so pro-Israel that it just makes me want to gag because and again, I'm not, I'm going to be accused of being anti-Semitic. I have nothing against the Jewish people. Israel is a state, and it will always be a state, and it was founded. We'll talk about how it was founded. It's a whole other topic. But he was saying some things last night that are just not accurate at all. So I got a bone to pick with Bill Maher. I also got a bone to pick with Joe Biden as well. I don't regret voting for him. Absolutely not, because nobody can be worse than what we had there. But those are some of the topics that we're going to talk about. So if you want to come on, though, as a guest, you can email me at Freddy, that's Freddy with a Y, at wgttalkdammit.com, and that's gotta, G-O-T-T-A. Or you can go to the website, wgttalkdammit.com, and drop me an email there. So, all right. So the discussion, and also, if you just Google We Gotta Talk Damn It, you'll see the Twitter, the Instagram, all that stuff. But there will be links on the YouTube channel. So make sure you go to the YouTube channel. Hit subscribe and hit the notification button for up and coming episodes, because I'm excited about this. It's not going to be as serious and frustrating and like it was with the Freddy Mak show, which I enjoyed doing. I met so many great new people. I made so many great friends. It was absolutely awesome. So, but we're going to switch gears a little bit and have a little bit more fun, right? We're not going to take life so damn seriously, okay? So anyway, what I'm going to talk about now. So something happened to me last week, okay? And it was quite disturbing, actually. So we know that somebody emboldened the racists. We all know that they're out there. Donald Trump did not make, people racist. He made racism great for, these people that are racist. He emboldened them. We know that. They're a lot more vocal against, Arabs, a lot more vocal against Jews, a lot more vocal against black people, Mexicans. We know that, right? We've seen hate crimes increase in the last 4 years like we've never seen before. Mosques being blown up, synagogues being blown up, Mexicans being picked on, Asians being beaten. I mean, we've seen it. Okay, hate crimes are higher than ever. And it really was. Donald Trump created a race war and emboldened these people. And now it's almost like, you can pick them out just like that. Before, 15, 20 years ago, you didn't know who was Republican, Democrat. You didn't know what they stood for. Everybody just kept to themselves, mind their own business, went in the voting booth and voted. Once in a while, Uncle John might say, these libtarbs, or, these radical rights, or, Republican whack jobs, whatever. It was tongue-in-cheek back then. Now it's just like, serious. You're an idiot. You're fighting and screaming and yelling. And, so he emboldened them. There's no question about that. So now I was born and raised a Muslim in a beautiful Muslim household. Now I got to admit, I was the rebel. I wasn't exactly perfect. I didn't follow my religion perfectly, and I still don't. Okay. And I don't necessarily feel bad about that. That's just who I am as a person. But I've always said I got more Catholicism and more Islam, that love part that they always talk about in my pinky, than most people who practice their religions, than most people have in their whole body. So I was born in a Muslim community, a beautiful Muslim community. I mean, when I look at the media and hear how they portray Muslims, I scratch my head. I just don't get it. And then that just, goes out into society. And for a lot of Americans, especially on the Trump side, Muslims are bad. They're terrorists, and Mexicans are rapists. And, so it's disturbing what has happened. And I'm going to give you my experience, that something that happened to me last week, and it was disturbing. And I made a choice, and I walked away from a $4,000 job. And I want to know if you think I made the right call based on what happened. So, little history with me growing up. Now, growing up with, my friends, I was always called the S or a sand N word. I was always told to go back to where I came from. Always it was called an Arab, and it's not Arab, it's Arab, as a matter of fact. So I got teased a lot about my culture, and who I am and my background and my family, etc. And, it's like, why do you Arabs always come here and open up party stores and gas stations? I'm like, is it, it's like I had a friend say, hey, Fred, I don't agree with your political talk, but you know what? You actually could run for political office, because you may resonate with some people. I mean, after all, AOC did it. I'm like, what does that mean? He goes, well, she was a waitress and she made it into politics. I'm like, isn't that what you guys like talk about all the time? It's like, hey, work hard, get yourself through college, and be successful, right? Come to this country, be successful. So when they start making fun of Arabs for opening party stores, gas stations, and AOC for working hard, I don't get it. I don't. Actually, I do get it. What it is just pure hate. Because if a white person did all that stuff, well, no big deal. No big deal. Right? But because it's a person of color, why? Oh, if she can do it, anybody. I just don't get that. So that's what I grew up with. Okay? And my father, bless his heart, he's still alive, 90 years old. Though I always used to go to him and say, Dad, why did they say this? Why did they say that? He goes, son, just, take the high road. Ignore them. They're ignorant. They don't know better. And he was right. But it's hard, though, right? It's really, really hard taking the high road, because even as an adult, some of that stuff slowed down, but you could still. I had a neighbor one time come to our house with a bonfire, and he was drunk, and I don't know what he was on, but he said, George Bush is right. We should kill all those Muslims. I'm like, what in the world is going on here? And just a couple years ago, I went to a gym, and there was a gentleman there. I said, hey, I don't want to say his name. I've done some work with him before in the past. Yeah, I contracted him out to do some landscaping. Or not I do landscaping. Contracted him out to do some holiday lights. And I say, hey, man, what are you doing here? I never see you at this club. He goes, oh, I got to come here. I can't stand the other club. Too many Chaldeans. I'm like, apparently, growing up, everyone told me I look Italian. I don't look like an Arab, and maybe I do, maybe I don't. I don't know. It doesn't matter. I don't understand why he would say that. See, when people say that, that is white privilege. That's a true to the heart, a superior complex. They think that they are superior than anybody other. If they're any other color than white, they are superior than anybody else that is a different color. Bleh. Had a hard time getting that one out. Jeez, oh, peace. That's why I'm not a professional podcaster. I just say what's on my mind. That's all. And I do stutter like Joe Biden. Had a problem with that all my life. And I don't care. If people want to say you're a dummy for stuttering, then okay, I'm a dummy. God bless you. So anyway, now there's something out there, right? You have a conversation with someone. It's like embedded in our brain now, right? You listen to their words. You start to try to dissect their demeanor, and you can spot them right away, who they are and who they support, right? So this job that I walked away from, all right, he's been a customer of mine for 15 plus years, a long time. We cut his grass, we did his mulch, and we trimmed his shrubs and whatever he wanted done in his house. So he retired a couple years ago and decided that he wanted to cut the grass himself. I said, great. And he said, but I still want you to do the mulch. I still want you to do the shrub trimming. Okay? So in March, when we started opening up a little bit, we went there and did a fall cleanup for him, or a spring cleanup. He made a comment about um, something about, I don't understand why you guys couldn't go out and work. I mean, this thing's a joke anyway. I mean, look at the TFC center. They made all those ventilators and put all those beds there only to shut it down. And I try not to get political with customers, and here's why: because I'm always open for a good debate. Okay, I mean, I love a good debate. I could sit there and turn red in my face and I don't know what you're talking about. Come on, bro, what's wrong with you, man? Use a little common sense here, and then turn around and hey, what's going on, man? And smile like nothing ever happened, because I don't really get angry, but I'm very passionate, right? But when you're doing it with a customer or somebody that you're only going to encounter for a couple minutes, it just doesn't work for me, right? Everyone's going to get a dig here, dig there, and you're going to walk away. Like, I had a friend that says he never talks politics no matter what, because it always makes him feel uncomfortable. And it's so true. What a true statement that is, right? Unless you're able to start it, finish it, come to terms, conclude this discussion, and maybe you have to agree to disagree, you always walk away feeling uncomfortable. Even when you agree to disagree, sometimes you still walk away a little uncomfortable. So I'm not afraid to talk politics with customers. I'm just not afraid. I don't care, but I don't want to go that route. Does anybody see that? Look at the background right there. That's it. Look at that. If you're listening on Spotify, you can't see that, but there's a light coming through my shade. You can see it in the background. Anyway, I digress. Okay, so this person, I knew right away, okay, he's a Trumpy. Is that an assumption? Yeah, but I think it's a really super good assumption, because wait till you hear what happened next. Okay, so we had, he's one of our bigger shrub jobs. We're talking about 30 to 40 yards of mulch, okay, and we're charging over $100 per yard to install this mulch. So I'm estimating it was probably going to be about a $4,000 job after my labor, after the expenses, the mulch and stuff like that. So it's a fairly good estimate. Could have been a little bit more, but it's certainly not less. So we had 3 mulch jobs in the same neighborhood. 2, me and my worker were doing on Friday, and I said, listen, if we finish these 2, let's work all day. We finish these 2, we can go get the big one on Saturday, and then I have more of a crew. I got some part-timers that can come and help us with that. So things were looking good. Around 4 o'clock, I says, hey, a couple more hours, we're done with these 2 jobs. Let me call the other guy up and drop off a load in his driveway so we can get started right away Saturday morning, and then I'll go get some more mulch, because my truck only holds about 4 or 5 yards of mulch, so it's going to take a few trips going back and forth. So, my worker says, all right, great, sounds good, that's awesome. We need to get that big one done. I said, yeah, we really do, because it's a big job, and it takes about 5 guys all day to get it done. Okay, so I called him up and I said, hey, listen, we're going to be able to get your job done tomorrow. Is that okay? He goes, oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, fine. Nice guy. I mean, just a super freaking nice guy. Very happy and smiley all the time, shaking hands. How you doing? How's your winter? How's this? How's that? So earlier in the season, that was the first hint that I got from him that he was, an angry, Trump guy. Okay. Or just angry about something. I don't know, but he just made that comment and go, oh, here we go. But I ignored it. But other than that, just very nice. He just was a nice guy. I enjoyed talking to him. I didn't talk to him a lot. A lot of my customers I've known for 15, 20 years, long time. They've seen my kids grow up. They know, some of them know when their birthdays are at, because I say, it's my daughter's birthday or my son's birthday. I go, hey, they'll put it in their own calendar. Hey, Fred, happy birthday. So, and of course, I keep that line between friendship and business, right? You got to be professional, and it's okay to be friends with them. But I got a good rapport with a lot of my customers. With him, I didn't really have that. Just a friendly, hi, how are you? I hardly saw him. Maybe once a year I saw him. Last 2 years is the most that I've seen him, because he retired, right? So he's out and about a lot. So I think, where was I? I think, yeah, we're going to come and dump a load, and he said, fine. So I pulled up in his driveway, and I said, hey, what's going on? Again, I don't want to say his name. I don't want anyone to puzzle it together, and maybe some people say, oh, you need to expose him and blah. I just don't do that. There's better ways to get your message across, and hopefully to turn around and possibly change that person. You hope, okay? You hope, because there's a man, I forgot to look the guy up. I can't remember. I actually mentioned him on the Freddy Mak show. African American male who literally went to the KKK get-togethers to try to become friends with them and sit down with them and to get them to talk to him and say, why do you hate me so much? Just because of my pigment on my skin, which is all based on where your ancestors lived and came from, etc. It has nothing to do with anything, personality or anything. It's just a freaking pigment. That's all it is. So he literally, I think he's, you know what? I'm not going to say how many, but it was a lot of people. He actually convinced one of the higher ups in the KKK, okay, to take his robe off and to take his hood off, and now they are the best of friends. They are the best of friends, and I love that because we can't walk away from this. Okay. On the other hand, we can't argue and scream and yell and call names because we're not going to get anywhere with that. Okay. So you got to be careful on how you handle trying to, understand somebody and trying to convince them, hey, dude, why are you talking that way? Come on, man. Why are you talking that way? So that inspires me, right? I love hearing stories like that. I'm not the kind of guy, you're racist, I'm done with you. Okay? I will try. Well, let me take that back. I will be done with you, but I'll also try to understand and try to get them to understand what they're saying and see if we can kind of turn the tables a little bit their way without labeling right away and yelling and screaming. So I'll show you what happened. I'm going to tell you what happened to me on the approach that I took. I don't know if it did any good, but I'll tell you the approach that I took. So he agreed, okay, come on over and dump your first load of mulch in. So I got my mulch. I went to his house, literally right around the corner, like a block away, 2 blocks away. He came out. Okay, he came out, and he said, so real quick though, how many people out there, also when you leave a comment, how many people out there you feel like this cult thing is really real? Like some people try to fill you out too. They want to see if you're on their side. Hey, are you with me? When it comes to the black people, the Mexicans, and those brown people that are bringing this country down, are you with me? It's almost like throwing signals out there, right? So this is what happened to me when I pulled in my driveway. I felt like he was signaling me or trying to figure me out to see if I was on his side. Well, it was a fail. It was a major, major, major fail. And here's what happened. Okay, so this is where I need your advice. Did I make the right decision? Okay, so I pull up, I unlock my gate. He comes out. And hey, Fred, how you doing? I'm like, hey, how you doing? How you doing? Great. So I'm gonna dump here, right? And he said, yeah. I said, now there's a car here. Am I gonna, are you gonna move this car so I can so my guys can go in the backyard with the wheelbarrows? He goes, yeah. I just want it on the left here now because driving in and out. But tomorrow, I will park the car in the street just like the rest of them do. Okay, the rest of them, I don't know what that means. And he pointed down the street. I said, well, what do you mean? He goes, they park in the street all the time. I think they're foreign or something. They park in the street all the time. There we go, right? There's one ding. They, foreigner. I am dealing with a racist. No question about it. Okay? And he go, park in the street. Without plates, without nothing. I said, did you call the police? And he said, yeah, I did. And I said, what'd they do? He goes, nothing. Lie. Liar. We all know. At the bare minimum, if you're in the street without a plate, you'll get a little sticker that you have to move it. If not, they will tow your butt away. Actually, I think they're more likely to tow it away than they are to give you a warning if you don't have plates. Okay? Now, if you have plates, registration, but you're parked in an area, a parking lot or something like that, you always see those stickers on there because they've probably been there too long and they're giving you a chance to go move your car. Okay, but if you have no plates or no registration on that vehicle, it will be towed away. Okay, so I knew right then and there he was lying. He was lying out of his teeth. And then it happened. He said, oh, those foreigners, they park their car there all the time. And I don't know. I think they're from the Middle East or they're sand. And he paused. He was going to say sand N-word. He really was going to say it. And he paused and he said, listen, all I'm saying is, and right now I'm just like dumbfounded. I'm like inside my stomach is turning. I'm like upset, annoyed, mad, angry, you name it. Every emotion came out because I could not believe what I was hearing from this man. He said, all I'm saying is when you come to this country, you need to follow the laws. And that's when I said, hey, listen, I got to dump this. And then I gotta go get to my other job. But as I was saying that, I knew right then and there, I was walking. And I thought about it more when he said, when you come to this country, all they should do is obey the laws, as if people who were born in this country always obey the law. Oh, they never park their cars in the street without plates. They never break the laws. They never have too many animals in their house. They never break the law. I mean, that statement was so ignorant and so out of touch and so racist, so bigoted. It's beyond comprehension, right? I mean, all I'm saying, Fred, is when you come to this country, just follow the laws. First of all, what's the issue of parking in the street with some people? I drove by their house. Every single one of those cars. There were 3 cars in the street, 3 cars in the drive. They had a lot of cars. They did. So what? They were all legal, though. They all had plates. They all had registration stickers on it. But because I'm telling you, I can say with almost 100% certainty, if those were white folks, he would not have an issue with it. Okay, but because they were brown, foreigners, sand, and he paused, I was beside myself. I got to admit. I even got a little emotional because I could not believe what I heard from a grown adult in 2021. Surprised? I guess not. I mean, it seems like that is the trend nowadays, right? And I think the reason why he paused and tried to reel himself back, because I think he was trying to send that code out to me, like that signal, are you with me? Are you with me? And because I did not engage with him whatsoever, except for, did you call the police? So I went back to the other 2 jobs. He went in the house, and then I went back to the other 2 jobs. Here's the crazy thing. I never dumped my mulch. I did not dump my mulch, okay? I made a few phone calls, and I'm a very, very knee-jerk type of person, right? And I actually sometimes I need to step back. Don't live in that moment, right? Sometimes just step back, collect your thoughts. Because the first thing that came to my mind was text them and say, listen, I'm sorry. After what I just heard from you, I can't do business with a bigot and a racist. I just can't. And that actually is an accurate statement. However, it's not the right way to do it because you want to hope that you can get to them a little bit. You want to hope that you can plant that seed that this was probably the wrong thing to do. And I got a lot of advice, right? I called some people that I know are on my side when it comes to certain things, and I just wanted to get their advice on would you walk if you heard this, right? Would you walk? And everybody said they would. And now I'm putting it out there in the world. I want to know what you all think. Did I make the right decision? Most of the people that I talked to said yes. Now I don't know if they said that because I knew them and they didn't want to make me feel bad, but I truly believe that they were sincere. So I called my cousin, who is really good at wording things, okay? Because I was in knee-jerk mode. Okay? So I didn't dump, and we finished the other two jobs, my worker and I, and we left. And as I was leaving, there he was walking his dog. Now remember, I told him I was going to dump there, and I was opening the gate and said, okay, well, listen, I got to go. I got to dump after he went on his racist rant. And so I'm thinking, wait a minute. He saw it now for sure because he walked out his door. You can't miss it. I mean, the mulch is right there. You can't miss it. And you come out of your garage, it's there. Why didn't he text me? Did he put two and two together? Not likely. So why didn't he text me? I don't know. I couldn't figure it out. So by that time, my cousin sent me what he thinks that I should send him. And it's pretty much what I wanted to say, but not as soft. Okay? Not as soft because, like I said, I am to the point, and I mean, listen, I consider myself an amazing communicator. And let's talk. Let's sit down. But there are certain things that trigger everybody, right? And racism triggers me. It does. When I hear stuff like that, and listen, I'm not woke, and we're going to talk about wokeness. And it doesn't mean, if you look at somebody wrong, they're racist or whatever. That's a whole nother topic. That was a clear-cut case of racism and bigotry at its best, right? So let me read to you what was suggested by my cousin to send him, and I agreed with him. I think it's a very well-written statement, and here it goes. And then I'll tell you, we'll conclude what happened, and please go to the YouTube channel, We Gotta Talk Damn It, or email me and let me know what you thought, if I made the right move or not. There were other people that came up with some other suggestions, not necessarily saying, yes or no, but why didn't I do it this way? But I want to hear what you have to say. But here was his recommendation. He goes, in my company, both myself and those employed here are held to a list of standards, one of them being tolerance towards others. The conversation we had with the references you were making about your neighbors, including when you said the word sand and cut short before the next word before you said the next word, comma, was outside of our, well, maybe there's no comma there, but before the next word was outside of our company standards, okay? If a standard isn't upheld by both employees and customers, then we cannot do business together. I suggest you find another company to hire. I didn't send that to him that night. I didn't even send it to him that morning. I was actually waiting to hear if he was going to call me back or text me because I was curious to see what was on his mind. I did get a message from him, and it was at 10:30 in the morning on Saturday, and he said, "Hey, Fred, are you still coming to do the mulch?" I took a deep breath and said, "Do I want to send this?" I think I even waited a good hour before I sent it, and I said, "Yeah, I'm going to send it." And I sent it, and he never responded back. I never got an email from him. About an hour later, I decided to block him on text. He had all the opportunity in the world to email me, but I never heard anything from him. So, and another reason why, I liked what my cousin recommended saying, because nowadays you got to worry about slander and libel, and you don't want to be sued or be threatened by a lawyer or something like that. Because I clearly would have called him a bigot. I clearly would have called him, a xenophobe. I would have called him a racist. I would have called him every name in the book, and he would have deserved it. And however, not the right way to do it. Okay, if you want to get through with him. So, like the African American who got through with the Ku Klux Klan members. So the really ideal way to have handled this was to pick up the phone and call him and express my concerns, and to see where it was going to go from there. But you know what? I said I can't do it. I just can't do it. I don't want to work that hard for this job. I don't have to do it. I didn't have it last year, so I'm not going to be hurt if I didn't have it. I mean, $4,000. Who's going to say no to $4,000, right? I mean, well, I did, but what I'm saying is, who wouldn't want $4,000? It was a good job. It really was a good job. But principle, there are some things that are more important than money. And sometimes you have to make a statement. And I really hope and pray that it got to him somehow. If it didn't, then I feel bad for him. It's a shame. So there's my story of I gave up a $4,000 job on principle to make a statement against racism and bigotry. And I want to know what you think. Did I do the right thing? Did I do the right thing by walking away? Did I do the right thing by sending him that message? Should I just talk to him face to face? Should I have done the job and then walked away, take his money and run? I really had a hard time, comprehending, or a hard time thinking about actually still doing the job with him being around and coming out and etc. And who knows? It was a hot day that day, and he could have came out with some water, and in my head I went, you racist son of a, you know what I mean? So I just decided I'm done. Send him the text, see what happens, and take it from there, and then ask my audience, did I do the right thing? So anyway, that concludes today's podcast. I hope you enjoyed it. Please subscribe. Let me know what you think. I really want to know if I made the right decision. I think I did. I feel comfortable with it. It's been over a week. I haven't regretted it once. I think it's a shame that he didn't pick up the phone to at least apologize, but that is an indication to me that he really believes in his story. Whatever that story is, he believes in it, and it's a shame. So it's a damn shame. So anyway, so check out the website. We Gotta Talk Dammit. It's GOTTA. We Gotta Talk Dammit. It's got all the links for the YouTube channel. It's got the links for the podcast platforms. We Gotta Talk Dammit is on like 9 different platforms right now. So if you have your favorite platform, most likely it's Spotify. Everybody loves Spotify. Just go ahead and subscribe to that, and you'll get updates on new podcasts that are coming up. I got some great ideas here. We're going to have some fun. We are going to even have some contests. We're going to have some giveaways. We're going to do some charitable stuff. So I'm excited about this new format. I'm excited to share this with everybody out there, and hopefully we can get all of us can come together in a good following and make this world a better place. You want to know why? Because we got to talk, damn it. We got to talk about a lot of things that are going on in this world, and some of them are a little crazy. But next episode, I do got a bone to pick with Bill Maher, and even a bone to pick with Joe Biden, and we're going to combine that with the Israeli Palestinian. They call it conflict. Yeah, it's an outright war. No question about that. And I'm going to end on this note. The Israelis are not the victims. And that doesn't mean I'm anti-Semitic. I hate that. I hate when people, speak out against the Israeli government and you're automatically an anti-Semitic. That's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard in my life. But if you're not a Bill Maher watcher, then stay tuned for the next episode. You are not going to believe your ears what he said. Don't look it up. Let me explain it, okay? Because I'll give you my commentary if you want to wait for me. If you want to be prepared and go ahead and listen to it on your own, that's fine. It was last night's episode on the 28th. So, all right, thank you so much. Again, please subscribe to the YouTube channel. The Facebook is not really up right now. I was playing with some name changes. Long story. I won't get into that now. Long story short, the Facebook pages are not fully operational right now. So don't worry about the Facebook right now. Just go to my personal webpage where I post all this stuff too. Freddy Mak, and that's MAK. And then Freddy is with a Y. So one last thing, www.wegottotalkdammit.com, or you can email me at Freddy, and that's with a Y, Freddy at wegottotalkdammit.com. All kinds of ways to get a hold of the Mac. Freddy Mak Daddy. So, all right, folks, thank you so much. Thanks for listening. Your comments are going to be very much appreciated. I'm looking forward to hearing what you have to say about what I did. I just want to know did I do the right thing. All right, folks, take it easy. And remember, we got to talk, damn it. Peace out.